Hello everyone, I am Jamaluddin. I am a consciousness researcher and I am the founder of MindFitness, a first real-time mind assessment system using EEG or brainwaves. So today I would like to share with you how to understand from the EEG the awakening process, or how can we know during our meditation practices when we have a rise in our frequency. Here you can see I was doing a practice for brain coherence and higher states from Insight Timer by Dexter and Alessandrina. So this is a very beautiful guided meditation inspired from Joe Dispenza. So I was trying to document my meditation practice. So the meditation is actually accessing your lower energy from your lower chakras and bringing it into the pineal gland and awakening the pineal gland. That was the practice. So during that practice, when I was trying to document it through wearing Muse EEG device and connecting it with the MindFitness system, this is what I have observed. So I'll be sharing the insight. MindFitness is a real-time mind assessment and training system inspired from the wisdom of ancient Egypt, of how we can document the subjective experience by listening into the resonance of your brain waves and heartbeats and breathing. That's how I inspired to create MindFitness from understanding the ancient Egyptian wisdom. So here we can see, so this is the real-time brainwave graph. So this is how the whole brainwave looked for this 20-minute session. So once I started the session here, and like this is the ending. So there are a lot of insight where you can see the differences in the brainwave for a trained eye. So I would like to share these insights. So before going that, the speciality of MindFitness system is you can see the brain waves classified according to your mind functions, not just alpha, beta, gamma, but I was able to understand the brainwave frequencies associated with each mind functions, and we have developed as an algorithm to detect this brainwave frequency and classify in real time. That is what we are seeing for my practice for 20 minutes here. From this real-time brainwave graph, we are trying to understand how the mind is functioning in that moment. What are the states of mind? And we have various timeline analytics as well. And we further classified the mind functions to address the subjective experiences, like to be calm, you should have a coherent thinking, reasoning and understanding. That is why we classified calmness, or to understand how calm or stress is a mind, we try to look into how is thinking, reasoning and understanding happening. In this session I had a 90% calmness score. That means I was only 10% stressed. The insight here is how the brainwave showing a sudden surge at like 10:46 am. It is showing a sudden surge, and before that surge we can see a very coherent rhythm. This is a perfect coherent rhythm in the brainwave, and after this coherent rhythm there is sudden surge of energy went down, and it created a different pattern. So I will be sharing with you 3 insights from this documentation of brainwave using MindFitness system, and what I understand from this. This session was a very beautiful session where I was able to bring my energy from the lower to the higher, and accumulate the energy into the pineal gland in the head so that it can awaken the mind. So this practice created a different set of brainwave in this, and it gave me a sudden burst of energy, and at this exact 10:46. So that is what we were able to document here. And in that sudden surge, we have a very coherent rhythm, which also again proves that when your mind is awakening, it can only be achieved through going in coherence with all the mind functions. So that is exactly what happened here. In those moments, each mind functions came together and created a big coherence. So if you look here, so you can see after the coherent flow, at this point, every mind function created a coherent point where everything was one. So this is what the subjective experiences explained by the ancient masters, that once you awaken and become one with the universe, you get a sudden surge and the burst of energy becoming one with the universe. So this is exactly the point where everything became one. And another insight which I was able to understand from this is the ancient masters have explained that in the subjective experience, when you awaken your mind, you will subjectively feel that your lower conscious mind is splitting and having a separation from the higher conscious mind. So the moment you have a separate higher conscious mind, that is when you have started going deeper into yourself. That is exactly what happens here. During the starting of the meditation, the gap between the attention and my other functions like understanding, reasoning and thinking, etc., are very less. But once the awakening happened, or sudden burst of energy happened, and when the frequency of the vibration become higher, there started forming a gap between it. So this clearly gives a hint that there has happened a separation between the lower and higher mind. So the higher mind functions are attention, sensation and feelings. So all the higher mind functions are following a gap between the lower mind functions like understanding, reasoning and thinking. So this also is an indication of the brainwave patterns in MindFitness. When we look the brainwaves according to the real mind functions, not just alpha, beta, gamma, there is lot of bigger inside. There is pattern differences. There are differences in the energy frequency, the differences in the pattern, difference in the coherence, etc. And it all is correlated with the subjective experience. When you have sudden energy, it shows in the diagram, in the graph. When you have coherence, it shows us in the graph. So I would like to convey that looking into the brainwave according to mind function is a better approach, where we can correlate it with the current subjective experience. And from my own experience, when learning consciousness through the subjective experience point of view of the ancient people, that is the best approach, because consciousness is everything related with the experience of the person, and that gives us better insight on how our mind, our consciousness works. So if you are a person who are interested in biohacking, mindfulness, consciousness, etc., please follow the channel. I'll be sharing more insight and how we can use mind fitness system for documenting our meditation practices and mental assessment, etc. So if you are interested, please visit www.mindfitness.app. And if you are looking to have any guidance on how to awaken your consciousness, you can contact me directly on my email, which I'll be mentioning in the video. Thank you very much for listening and being with me. See you in the next video.